How do you charge a body positively and negatively? What is the amount of charge gained? Now we will discuss this with the same example as we discussed earlier. It is on just an imaginary example. Suppose you have an object A which contains 100 protons and 100 electrons. In reality you can't see this, and suppose there is one more object with the same number of protons and electrons, and you know that both are electrically neutral. Now let me rub A against B, and let us take that A loses electrons and those electrons are transferred to B. So if 10 electrons are transferred from A to B, what happens? So after rubbing, the result will be like this. So this will have 100 protons as usual, because protons cannot be transferred so easily. They are more bound, and they are bound with lot of energy, and energy required to remove them is very high. It is not possible. So you can't remove protons. Protons are in the same number now. But you have lost 10 electrons, so you will have only 90 electrons inside. Now if you observe B has gained 10 electrons, so its number of electrons will be 110, whereas our number of protons will remain the same. Now if you compare, this will have a deficiency of 10 electrons, it has lost 10 electrons, so there is an excess of 10 protons, so this body gets positively charged, since there are excess protons. Whereas here you see that there are excess electrons, and other 100 electrons and 100 protons will neutralize each other, whereas these 10 excess electrons will produce an extra charge, so this is negatively charged. So this is how you can charge a body. If a body, so in general I can conclude it like this: if a body loses electrons, then it gets positively charged, as you see here. So this has lost electrons, so it gains positive charges. And if a body gains electrons, as this one, then it gets negatively charged. So losing of electrons makes a body positively charged, and gaining of electrons makes it negatively charged. Now what is the amount of charge? You have one more question here. What is the amount of charge gained by the body? Amount of charge can be calculated like this. Now basically electrons and protons have same charge but of opposite polarity. The magnitude is same, and the charge of an electron, magnitude of charge of an electron or proton is 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So charge is measured in coulomb in SI system. Now suppose 10 electrons are transferred. Each electron carries a charge of this much. If 10 electrons are transferred from A to B, then you have to multiply this by 10, because each electron carries so much of charge. So the amount of charge gained by B, if you want to calculate, and charge is always noted by the symbol Q. Q is equal to Ne, and that is equal to number of electrons transferred is 10, and the charge of each electron is 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19. So I can write this as, I will donate this 10 here, 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb. So this is the charge, and exactly speaking, this body B has been negatively charged, so its charge is minus 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb. Because of that multiplication of 10 here, we have got this answer. So this is minus 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulomb, and the charge of this has excess protons, it has lost some electrons, so charge of this is plus 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 18 coulombs. So that's how we find out the charge, and this is the charge gained by a body or because of transfer of electrons. And you can exactly write this as formula as Q is equal to plus or minus Ne, or you can take the numbers like this, or you can write Q is equal to Ne, where N is equal to plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, etc. And this plus or minus sign indicates if the electrons are gained, you have to put minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. If the electrons are lost, you have to put plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, etc.